So what do we have right now? Well, we got 5 good, strong board members, and those 5 really stepped up when all this stuff happened, and they took charge. They came in, they locked down the books, and we were able to, avoid any financial collapse. Bottom line, that's how serious it was. They came in, they interviewed the staff members, they found out, hey, morale sucks. So I really encourage these 5 members to stick together. Don't throw in the towel. Don't leave. We need you, and so don't just give up, because if you give up, guess what? He wins, and nobody likes to be on the losing end of this, especially when you're on the mountain of right, and we are definitely on the mountain of right. We got a couple of elections coming up. I'm not quite sure which positions on the state board are coming open, but I know there's a lot of honest folks out there that can make a difference and get involved. If you see somebody's name that's in this pile of exhibits, and their name all of a sudden turns up on a ballot somewhere, guess what time it is? It's not a secret. And the one thing he did do, for the chapter presidents, is he changed the bylaws, and he gave the chapter presidents a bit more power. I'll say a lot more power, actually. He took the members' votes from the chapters, and put it in the hands of the presidents. So basically, that one president vote counts for a whole chapter of members. And the theory behind the whole aspect is, the chapter president, whatever the issue is, the chapter president goes out, speaks to the members, gets their ideas and their position on whatever the issue is. You vote yay, you vote nay. What is your? And he comes back and he goes with the majority of his chapter. Well, my chapter wants yay, or my chapter wants nay, and that's the way it's set up to work. Well, now you chapter presidents see all this evidence. You see exactly what time it is. So I know a lot of you that may have been on that side of the fence are going to now change sides of the fence. And the more of you who change sides of the fence, obviously the better. And I think once our side of the fence gets a little heavier, passing bylaw changes, getting those bylaws squared up, getting rid of the loopholes, tightening it up. These are things that can be done within the next 3 years, that we don't have to wait for a new president. They could be done right now, all via the bylaw process. So use that to your advantage. And chapter presidents, don't quit on us, especially if you're on the right side. Now, if you're in the valley of wrong, by all means, have a nice day. Go away. But you folks on the mountain of right, stick it out, please. Okay. Last night I received an email from a former chapter president. He was just elected the last election, and after the Vegas vacation, after the Vegas convention, he quit. He was disgusted with the whole thing, and I'll save the adjectives. I'm not going to go into his email, but he quit. Did I say it was Pelican Bay? I don't know if I did or not, but it was Pelican Bay, and that's what I don't want to see happen, because like I said, if he quits, then he wins, and we don't want that. CCSO is a great organization. We do a lot of great representation. We do our best. We do, we are highly outnumbered. You're going against huge departments, and we have very little money, and what money we have should be used in manners that benefit the members. And looking at all these exhibits, It's just hard to see that money is doing me any good if I'm working the line. I mean, I just don't see it. I'm just not getting that Morton Steakhouse, that thick juicy steak. I'm just not getting that. I'm not getting that $20 martini, you know. So anyway, like I said, CCSO is definitely on the side of right. We've got one bad apple. It just needs to be taken out. That's all. Once that's done, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Our attorneys, top notch, every one of them. Every one of them. And the sheer fact that he fired Dan Thompson because Dan Thompson was looking out for the best interest of CCSO kind of tells a story all by itself, don't you think? And before I close, I got one last thing. So on March 10th, 2023, I got this letter, subject, notice of termination. This is just another example of the decision-making abilities of this president. I was fired. I was fired. Now, we all know there's some type of an act out there. I think it's called the Whistleblower Protection Act. I think I have a little bit of rights, and I think he just stompled all over them. I'm going to put this in my back pocket for a minute. I'm not going to hold CCSO accountable for this. Absolutely not. And I'm not going to hold him accountable for it as long as he has ties to CCSO, because all he's going to do is put the cost onto the members. So that's not going to happen either. So not quite sure why this ambulance chasing attorney that he's hired, recommended this. I can imagine, hell, I just picked up another litigation case. Looks like money to me. And then what's really comical about the letter is, you go through it and I'm looking at it, and then you get down to the fourth paragraph. You can contact the CCS office. Now, mind you, this whole memo is written in first person. We appreciate your efforts, blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff, right? But then you get down to this paragraph. You can contact the CCSO office for anything, such as making arrangements to pick up his personal belongings. And it's in a different font, and it's in a different size font. And it just find it comical that the man can't even write his own termination letter. Hell, I mean, even the headquarter office executive didn't catch it. No pun intended with that acronym, by the way. So here it is. That's it all in a nutshell. You've got the evidence. You've got it all. You know exactly what he knew back in April. So you can now go through all those articles and all those letters, and you can see for yourself exactly how he's trying to manipulate you into believing that he was right. Everything is on the up and up. To me, that's an insult to my intelligence, and it should be an insult to your intelligence as well. And that's disrespect in my book. And one thing about our business is respect is huge. And I just can't handle being disrespected by folks, and especially at this level. So you have it all. There's no intent. There's nothing personal. There's not nothing personal about it. So again, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I do have one more ace in my pocket. One more ace. And that's going to be kept very tight to the chest. may never be exposed. I don't know. But we'll see what the future brings, because I'm sure somebody's going to sue me for all this. It's inevitable. I know it is. But I think I'm on the side of right. I think my hands are clean. I know my hands are clean. And I know his hands are dirty. And dirty hands normally don't fare too well in court. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Again, don't quit. Please don't quit. And by all means, this organization will survive this. Let's just get rid of this bad apple. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate all of you for taking the time out to even listen to this. I'm sure this is going to probably, reach out to other folks that, are members. And they're going to wonder, there's going to be a lot of questions going on. Communicate with them, That's what it takes. And I know, and this is the sad part of it, I know that the majority of members really don't get involved in any of this, have no clue that this is even occurring. And well, they should. They shouldn't know what's going on. The only time you want to call your insurance agency, you don't ever want to call your insurance agency, because that just means you got a problem. Just like you never want to call your union and say, hey, I need a lawyer. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that, So as long as they're not doing that, they're not thinking about the union. They're not thinking about any of this, But what's right is right, and let's just try to get this ship going right and take the trash out. I've spoke far too long. I was hoping this was going to be about 15 minutes, but looking at my little clock here, it says 44. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate you all. You have my email address. I'm pretty much done presenting. You're not going to get any more emails out of me. You're not going to get, unless something changes. But I have nothing else to say. And all you have a good day. And remember, just stick with it. All right, thanks. Bye.